On horses, on the hunt for a VW bus. Yes, we are. Got my two sisters with me, and we are in an undisclosed location looking for this elusive bus that's apparently in a barn out here.
Envelope full of cash.
Alright, so we got two front wheels going.
Wow!
Yeah, baby.
Rat Haven.
Look at that. Alright guys, in this episode we will be making the front lower panel of the wheel tub. We will lay out and make the top wheel tub panels, as well as making the center access hatch. Before we get started, let's do a quick recap on last week's episode. Alright, in the last episode we R&R'd some of the framework for our front suspension box, and we finally got to play with that hydraulic suspension for the first time in a year and a half of designing and fabricating. Let's get into this episode. Alright, we are working on this floor pan here, adding a little extra brake into it. A little more. Gotta love this mag brake. Custom. Look at this mess. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, here is my layout for the front kick panel, I guess you would call it. That would be at your heels of your feet, under the seat there. So we're going to be bead rolling this, English wheeling this as a bend. This was my sample piece. This, bead rolling, and then doing these long bead rolls. I can't really do any middle pieces of bead rolls because my bead roll is too short for such a long piece. Decided last minute here to make a little burp burp in the bead roll that will match this little back spot here that I did, I don't know, like a year ago. And if anybody catches that when they're looking at the details, I'd be impressed. Alright, here's a short clip, guys, of us bead rolling this long panel. We set up a temporary little fence there to help keep the lines nice and straight since it's such a long panel. Was a little inconvenient because every pass that we had to undo it and make the turns and then reset them back up to do the next long run. But that's okay. And you can see here coming up, we go ahead and we drop down the table. I changed out to the rubber upper die and the 1/2 inch bottom die, and then we roll about 6 or 7 passes long ways. And that created our nice little large radius bend on that panel. Alright, here we're doing the layout of the top tubs. Just using a couple different straight edges and a washer to draw all my radiuses. Nice and clean as I can. Then I go along and erase any lines that might disrupt my vision while I'm doing the bead rolling. Get it nice and clean. And then it's ready to bead roll. Alright guys, a couple things on the bead rolling. Consistency is really key here, so the better you can draw your lines and your guides, the better your bead rolling is going to end up. Kind of focus in on one spot on the roll that you're looking at. You can see how bright that light is there, just kind of shining on that front edge for me as the operator. And I'm really focusing in on where the bead roll is coming down and contacting that line. And that helps me be really consistent. Another thing you want to do is when you crank down the handle, depending on which type bead roller you have, of course, I always crank it down. So you can see there I'm running parallel with excuse me, the axles of the bead roller there, so I always stop at the same amount of crank every time. You don't want to be arbitrarily stopping, and that helps you keep the bead depth more consistent. We'll just kind of watch here as I'm running this down here. I would also recommend practicing on some scraps. Draw some rounded off squares or triangles like these, and really practice following the curve, the line on the radius is, and also where the start and the end meet up. So here, coming up in this is a really crucial part here, coming around the radius and then being right at the right spot to where you end up right back to where you started. I like to do a little bit of an overlap, and that way kind of helps blend that in together. I also speed up when I'm going on my straight lines, and then I slow way down on the curves. I find going faster on the straights help me keep them in a straight line.
Alright, I think this looks pretty good. I was way off on a few of my lines, but once you do this, wipe those lines off, nobody will know. You get better with every time you do something like this. Just keep practicing at it. I was way wide on this circle here, but when it's all said and done, I don't think anybody's going to be picking apart my bead roller too bad, hopefully. I do like this 45-degree bevel die set, because a 45 instead of a straight up Z step, because it seems to not stretch the panel as much. So this panel's still pretty flat. I got a little bit of hammering to do, but I think overall looks pretty good. I was way off on this, but that seat's gonna be there, so nobody's gonna notice.
All right, this is 10 hours worth of work today. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I've been here since 8 this morning. So however long that is, 12, 13 hours I've been here, but I'm really happy with that panel. A little bit of hammering and dollying to get it flattened out, but looking good. All right, for the fourth panel here in this episode, we're going to be making the tub access hatch. So we started off with about a 20 by 22 inch piece. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to pre-stretch out the metal with the English wheel. I'm running it up and down on my lines where I'm going to be making the 4 ribs. And what that does is it'll help ultimately keep the panel flatter by pre-stretching the areas where the ribs are going to be, rather than just relying on the bead roller to do it, and then it actually makes the panel all warped. You end up having to do a lot of hammering and dollying. So now we're on to the planishing hammer, really hitting the ends here of the bead areas to try to really stretch up that metal. You can see how it's kind of domed up in each one of those ribs. So now I'm taking the bead roller, I'm running the bead roller down each side of each rib. And now we're taking this little thumb piece I have here, and I'm pressing it with the press, and that basically finishes off the end of that bead, and it gives it a nice kind of finished edge rather than just rolling off the bead roller and being done with it. This gives it a nice round kind of finish, kind of almost thumbnail finish to it. Now we're running around doing a little outside bead, putting in the mag brake for a little bend in there, cleaning her up. And voila, we have a nice little handmade custom panel that matches the ribs that are found all over the bus from the factory. Alright, so one hatch panel done. I may end up putting like a little twist lock on here or something. I can maybe do a little raise section for that. It's going to be hinged at the back, I think, and this front's going to get rolled over, but I don't know exactly where to do that yet. So I'm going to give myself about a B or a C on this. We can see a bunch of errant, see that right there? That's where I rolled too far with the English wheel, and I was outside there with the hammer. See all those along there, so could be better, could be worse. But once we do a little body work action, I think it'll be all right.
It's all about humanity.
Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. You know what to do. Like and subscribe, all that stuff if you like this kind of stuff. We're trying to hammer it out here on this bus, so keep checking back. I was trying to put out videos. Like every week, but it's pretty much impossible for me with my work schedule and everything. So once a month, maybe once every couple of weeks, I'll be putting a video out. So peace out. Thanks, guys.
All right, in next week's episode, number 41, we use the laser for some stencils. We emboss the lettering with the bead roller. We stamp and wire edge the upper side panels. And we finally reveal my master plan. See you next week. Peace.